of that, I identify myself as Bruneian, and I follow the concept of MIB. And for me, MIB is very important in our country. And it would first knowledge myself to be Bruneian, and I really proud to be a Bruneian.
I am a Bruneian, and I adhere to the MIB Code of Conduct. Therefore, that makes me a Bruneian. And to preserve this kind of feeling of country being, I would first acknowledge myself as a Bruneian, and then I learn to like myself as a Bruneian and want to be a Bruneian. Therefore, I would not search for another so-called identity to label myself as.
And welcome back to Talk Zone, where we're talking about identity in relation to Bruneians and what being Bruneian is about.
Yeah.
So I think just in terms of what you understand, you think there's a importance of English in
terms of education,
in terms of education, or do you think that it will affect the national language of Brunei Malay?
Yes.
We use the language English since primary.
Yeah.
So
nursery.
yes, it would affect on how we use Malay and English in our daily conversation. There's this one research made by a lecturer in UBD. Okay. Ms. Hasna. And the way she made a research, and she called up participants, and she showed a series of pictures, and she wants us to explain it in Malay. Right. And the thing is, when we try to explain things, we tend to use some word in English. Yes. So that's how we are affected.
There's actually a term for that. Bullish.
Bullish.
Good English. Yeah. We even have the Malay version. Kapal Pacah. English. Very cute. So, to me, no doubt, it's very important for each and every one of us to at least to learn simple basic English. Because I can say the English language is a universal language. Everywhere you go, you have to communicate, and even you hear and listen people talk in English. Like now. Even if you want to be accepted in any higher institution, for example, like in UD, you will have to at least get credit in your English language. From there, you can see just how important English language now. Okay, and I think but there's also in order to be accepted here, you will also need a credit in Malay. So I guess that's where the balance should add. I can see the balance. So how about you?
Like what Katijah said, English language itself is a universal language. So wherever you travel or wherever you go, the easiest way to communicate with other people would be through English language, except when you go to France. Let's just stick to Brunei station. For example, if you want to go to if you want to go and dine in at one of the fast food restaurants, and all the workers are foreigners, you don't seem to understand a single Malay word. So if you decided to order a burger perhaps, a Coke or and fries, and then how are you going to communicate with them? So this is when English language plays its role. This is one basic thing how it could help you, to communicate with others.
So did you say that it's possible? Do you think we should mix Malay and English together?
Okay, that's the same question that I had. So this is a story. So during my first semester, I was doing a last minute revision at the library, not recommended. So a group of senior students came over and approached me and said, can we just interview you? We have few questions to ask. And then they were asking me the same question. Do you think that we should mix Malay and Yeah. Okay. So I think I remember answering it like not really, because I believe that it's kind of stating the originality of both languages, like Brunei Malay and English language itself. And they came out with this term, like you have mentioned, it's called British. So it's a mix of a Brunei word and an English word, like lepak, which means to go out and hang out. Bilingual language. Yeah. So do you see that as a threat? I wouldn't say so, because let's just put it this way. There's a confusion here, like between to mix Malay and English, Malay language and English language, and to mix a Malay word and English word. Based on some teaching experience, I would say that to have both languages in one lesson is necessary. Let's just imagine yourself trying to, probably all of us, definitely all of us here are quite an expert in English. Probably not. Okay. And then you decided to learn another language, for example, French or Spanish. Okay. And then you came to the class, and there you go, you have your teacher standing there and start the lesson, and he only speaks French and Spanish all the time. And towards the end of the lesson, you would go and ask, could you translate that in English? Okay. Then, see, you have to have a mix of both language to make sure that your students would actually catch up with you and develop their interest towards it. I'm sorry, but you did say that you did not agree with that. That's what I said during my first semester. So you did not agree. At first you said, because they were asking me a mix of Brunei word, a Malay word, it's a different thing. Mixing the Brunei word with English word mixed together, not the same language. Okay. I get it. For example, like she said, that left backing, it's like it's kind of saying the word itself. For me, it's kind of offensive, to do that.
But then there's also this idea that languages also kind of change over time. We were seeing a time when people are actually wanting actively mixing words together because it becomes more relevant.
What would you say? It's okay to use bilingual language, because myself I use bilingual language most of the time. It's like you're trying to improve your English language, but at the same time you're preserving the Malayan language.
So would you say so as well?
Sorry, we're not forgetting you.
Okay, well, it depends on like this conversation. I think it's alright if we mix both Malay and English, but it also depends. If we talk to the elderly, it's better to speak in Malay because they might not understand in English.
Look into the situation.
Look into the situation like restaurant. Situation with who you're talking to. That's most suitable. It's the language that you should use.
But it's kind of funny because even my grandma said to me, "Thank you, Larry." How are you, Larry? I guess the language is evolving. And okay.
And do you have any kind of closing remarks about kind of identity, and especially in the Bruneian sense?
In terms of what would be your last words to our viewers in terms of identity? Okay. Brunei. Let's just put it this way. Like I said, there are several factors that make us who we are. So I would say that our early childhood plays an important role. So our parents play an important role to shape our own identities and our own cultures, traits, etc. So it's mostly the parents. I would say. Okay. What would you be your last words? When we talk about identity, the first thing that comes into my mind is what's unique about you. What makes people what makes people recognize you as a Bruneian son. And I will still say that Brunei have a very unique and beautiful traditions, culture, and that's something that we need to preserve in order to help people to recognize us as Bruneian.
So what would you say in remarks about me being Bruneian? Well, I would say the language and behavior, appearance, and I agree with Syazwani and Katijah about what they just said. So other than that, being raised as here in Brunei makes me, I am Bruneian.
So we have a love for the country and proud to be Bruneian.
What do you say?
I would say like it is important to preserve our identity as a Bruneian and not just because our ICs and Bruneian IC identification card is because we need to understand somehow our culture, our history, and because I'm a history major, so I would say that. I agree with Katijah. We do not forget our roots. It's beautiful, and especially the youngster, if we forget about it, who's going to maintain? And in the future, who's going to stick with our tradition, if not us, the Bruneians? So I would say, it's good.
I mean, I would just say it was kind of small things that remind you that you're from Brunei. You step out of the plane and it's like really hot, and then kind of like you feel the first thing that you remember, and then kind of you're eating the food, and you're like, oh, this is the food that's from this country. So it's these small things that remind you about where you are and where you're from. So I'd like to thank Aizuddin. Welcome.
Thank you for coming. I mean, what did you get? I mean, do you feel good after hearing all the discussion?
Yeah, it was a good conversation. It was a good topic.
And you feel that you could raise awareness to the people about our identity?
Yes.
Yeah, we hope so.
And thank you, Syazwani and Yusof.
Thank you for having me here today.
So, were the notes helpful?
Well, I feel comfortable talking on my own without it. That is good.
And thank you again to Katijah.
Thank you to both of you. Thank you guys for coming. And also, we would like to thank the Empire Hotel and Country Club for today. And I guess it's the end of the show.
Yep.
Yeah, it's been a good conversation. And I was, do you want to close the show? Let's make a change.
And thank you for watching. I'm Faiq.
And I'm Afiefah. See you next week. Bye.